The lockdown in Brisbane and Moreton Bay council areas has been extended by another day after the state reported 4 new infections. 2 mystery cases of COVID-19 have sent contact tracers racing to find how the duo caught the virus and if there's a missing link who's still infectious in the community. Late today, a 4th community case was detected in Queensland, a Sunshine Coast man in his 50s. But it's good news for the Sunshine Coast and other local government areas, which, as of 1 hour ago, are free to roam. Western Australia reported 1 new case, someone who had been in quarantine. The state is going ahead in lifting its Perth and Peel lockdowns just after midnight. In New South Wales, 31 new cases were reported. Most could be linked back to known sources. 15 of them were people who were moving around the community when they were infectious. In South Australia, the baby of the infected miner tested positive to coronavirus. The Northern Territory had a 0 day and is out of lockdown, including Alice Springs. Victoria reported no new local cases and 3 overseas acquired cases in hotel quarantine. Both Tasmania and the ACT are continuing their run of no new infections. Matt Wordsworth begins our coverage.
Across the state, it's a case of delight and despair. For Ipswich and pizzeria owner Dale Fechner, it's open for business.
No, I was hopeful. I'm always trying to be hopeful about the lockdowns, but no, it was good.
But at Eaton's Hill, it's bitter disappointment.
It's just devastating. We've got people who live week to week, and we've got almost 500 employees, and to have them, I've just got to ring them on it. They've got to stay in touch with us on an hourly basis.
The timetable to reopen the entire state had been upended by 3 new cases of community transmission.
It is absolutely vital that we get on top of this today, everyone, so I'm just asking for that extra 24 hours.
One is the partner of the Qatar Airways check-in worker revealed yesterday. He's a baggage handler who likely caught it from international cabin crew and passed it to her. His movements are still being assessed, but more concerning are the positive tests by a mother and daughter from Carindale and their travel across the city while unknowingly infectious. From a supermarket at West End on Sunday to the Queen Street Mall on Tuesday, and both Monday and Tuesday at the Greek Orthodox Community Centre, where one is an administration employee.
At this stage, I don't have any information on how they're linked to any other cases, so we'll work that through today.
Those 2 outbreaks add to 4 others, including the Portuguese restaurant cluster, which has left a man in intensive care.
Thankfully, this person, I believe he's 69-year-old male, is not on a ventilator at this point, but he is in ICU. So I just want to, our thoughts go out to him and his family right now at this time.
And late today, a 4th community case, a Sunshine Coast man in his 50s, but authorities are not locking the region back down. For those areas leaving lockdown, it's not entirely back to normal. For the next 2 weeks, people will need to carry a mask. There'll be a limit of 30 people at home, seated eating and drinking at hospitality establishments, and spacing of 1 person per 4 square metres.
I think lockdowns, probably be a thing of the past, I hope.
A community not left with crumbs, but the whole schnitzel. Matt Wordsworth, ABC News.
Live now to reporter Jessica Stewart. Jess, what can you tell us about this latest COVID patient?
Late this afternoon, Queensland Health confirmed the man in his 50s from the Sunshine Coast returned a positive COVID-19 test today after being tested yesterday. Now, this man worked at the University of Sunshine Coast Sippy Downs campus and was at work on Monday and Tuesday before becoming infectious on Wednesday. And from there, they did deem them to be low risk. The contact, he did become low risk, and Queensland Health considered that because he actually had minimal contact with people during that time. They are still urging anyone to come forward and get tested. Here in Queensland, in Brisbane, we are still in that lockdown, and of course we won't know until tomorrow morning if we are to come out at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. Queensland's Chief Health Officer, Dr. Jeanette Young, was asked of several scenarios today, but said they were all just too hypothetical, and she did remain hopeful we will come out at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. But she was very reassured by the great testing numbers we have seen here in Queensland. There's been 27,000 people come forward in the last 24 hours.
Yes, we'll have to wait and see. Jessica Stewart, thank you. Well, tourism bosses say this week's lockdown is possibly the worst the state's endured, taking a huge toll on operators during the critical school holidays. As Brisbane and Moreton Bay remain in lockdown, people are scrambling to reorganise their lives.
Putting the brakes on their walk down the aisle. This couple north of Brisbane was supposed to tie the knot this week, but the lockdown saw their wedding rescheduled.
We're really hoping that it doesn't get extended into Sunday as well. But if it does, we're going to elope and then just have a big party once restrictions are down, just to celebrate with our friends and family.
Where possible, flowers for cancelled weddings are being repurposed at this Brisbane store, but lockdown losses mount to $10,000.
It has been a very fraught week for all of the weddings and events that we've had planned.
These doors all open across.
Brisbane and Moreton Bay real estate agents have to cancel open homes, but can still do one-on-one tours.
It will take a little bit longer, so instead of having a 30-minute open house, I'll have to do maybe 4 or 5 hours at the house here.
Gold Coast tourism operators and restaurants are overjoyed to be unleashed from lockdown. Keen to welcome back guests after losing 70% of school holiday business.
We've already picked up a very big increase in inquiries, and we've already picked up an extra booking.
It's very exciting that we're able to open again, but we hope that everyone respects the other sort of restrictions that are in place.
And Sunshine Coast attractions are also reopening their doors.
Wearing masks is essential, so we urge people to bring their own masks as per Queensland regulations.
Financial aid for businesses would also be welcome.
We absolutely support any government funding that we can possibly get within the business.
We are the only state or territory that doesn't offer an assistance package for COVID. It is a national embarrassment, and we have to do something to assist them in their hour of need.
After a crushing start to the school holidays,
it's possibly the worst lockdown we've had.
The tourism sector's hopeful of a rebound.
It won't just be turned on like a tap once the lockdown is eased. We will see a long tail of drama for the industry, with bookings slowly returning, but it'll take some time.
Kate McKenna, ABC News.
Well, North Queensland is breathing a sigh of relief with lockdown lifted, but many small business owners say they'll struggle to recover from the shutdown. Chloe Shemicki reports.
Out of lockdown and off to the show.
It's about traditional, 139 years. How can you not have the Townsville show?
Before nabbing a show bag or Dagwood dog, patrons need to pass a temperature test at the front gate. Organisers are still mindful of the COVID risk.
Don't come. Don't come to the show. If you're feeling unwell, don't come.
Stall holders are just thankful they'll be able to trade.
Yeah, it's been good to be able to start putting stuff into play and getting it into action.
The damage has been done to the hospitality sector.
School holidays, a peak period, anywhere between $15,000 to $18,000 is lost.
Neil Duff will resume regular trade at his cafe tomorrow, but won't recoup his losses.
In this industry, you never can. You've got to cop it on the chin, and you just got to hope things get back to normal.
Tourism operators on Magnetic Island are reeling too.
People are a little bit scared to come over. They don't seem to be real interested in coming over too soon, that's for sure.
But many North Queenslanders feel they've dodged a bullet.
Definitely. By the looks of it, fingers crossed, hopefully.
Making the most of school holidays is now a top priority.
Hoping to go to the show in the V8s later this week. I'll go to my friend's house and have quality time with my family.
Local health authorities are confident the risk is now low after more than 3,000 tests came back clear, but they want people to remain on alert. The demand for testing has dropped off dramatically.
If you are symptomatic or have been in one of those identified exposure sites at the times that are listed, please come down and be tested.
Chloe Shemicki, ABC News, Townsville.